Can't remember exactly what I was doing on this last night. I think I was trying to decide which mission to commit to. That was the problem. I need to post my payday before I do anything, I think. What button I'm looking for? The drive from the cruise bar to the Schonbuck forest was a long one. For over 6 hours, you and Glory rode in relative silence, with only the sounds of the road for company. Now you find yourself crouching in the woods, watching, waiting. Off in the distance, the rustic exterior of Fustelli looks curiously warm and inviting, but you know what's waiting inside. The anticipation churns at your guts like a living thing. Eventually, a van pulls out of the compound's driveway and rolls out along a service road before disappearing from view. Glory gives you a nod and begins to scramble forward. Harrow has left the building. It's time for you to make your way inside. Can I give her a gun? Yeah, having the other one there just gets in the way. The weathered edifice of Fustelli looms above you, dark and sinister in the chill night air. Despite the horrifying stories that Glory told you about this place, something about it feels strangely comforting. In the back of your mind, insidious voices whisper that you could stay here forever. Do you feel it? The lure of this place? When I was a kid, when I was whole, the pull was irresistible. I can feel it. It's almost pleasant. It's meant to be. That's how it gets you. Worms its way inside you, changes you. You don't even realise what's happening until it's too late. You're going to see some terrible things here, Dulcina. Fusteli exists to prey on the young, and we're going to have to come face to face with that. Are you sure you're prepared for this? How young? Teenagers mostly, 16 through 18, though there is a rare exception. We're going to put an end to it, one way or another. As ready as I can be. Good. You want to compare notes and make sure we're both on the same page? Take Harrow out of commission. You were right when you said we couldn't afford to let him live. Even if we completely destroyed this place, it'd all be for nothing if he got away. He'd just start another cult somewhere else. How should we approach it? I'll take out the shrine Harrow uses as power focus. We can't touch him while that thing is standing, and after we bring it down he'll be vulnerable. It's a lump of rock about as tall as I am, inscribed with runes and encrusted with bone. That shrine's power comes from an entity that Harrow bound to the stone. Something very old and very dangerous, a toxic spirit. In many ways, it's the heart of this place. We can't touch him while the shrine is intact. If we try, he'll siphon enough power and slaughter us where we stand. But if we confront the shrine and kill the spirit, the astral backlash from its death will cripple him. And all we'll have to do is finish him off. What about the cultists? We'll save what we can, but the energy released from the spirit dies will hurt them too. Anyone whose mind it touched will take a hit. What, hit us too? You've only just arrived. The spirit hasn't had a chance to worm its way in your aura yet. You might black out for a minute or two, but otherwise you should be fine. As for me, well, like I said, this place can't touch me anymore. It's our best shot then. Breaking the rock won't work. We'll have to take the spirit directly, track it to where it lives and kill it. I've brought what we'll need to do that. Can't tell you exactly how this is going to go down, Dulcina. The spirit itself will have a good deal of control over that. But you'd better prepare yourself, because I think this is going to be one hell of a fight. Yeah, why didn't you mention it earlier? When I lived here, Harrow barely used the thing. To be honest, I think even he was afraid of it. Back before I ran away, Fusteli was nothing more than a cult of personality that revolved around Harrow. He didn't need magical help to keep us here. We loved him. We believed his message. He created a shrine as an insurance policy. I think my escape was the cause of him using the shrine. I know Harrow. When I ran, I bruised his ego. His charisma and charm had failed him, and my disappearance rubbed his nose in failure. He wouldn't be willing to chance something like that happening again, not when he had the means to prevent it. It's like puppets. Not exactly. It's more insidious than that. Think of the shrine's influence as a drug. It lowers your inhibitions, makes you compliant. If you were to stay here for a couple of days, you'd fall in love with this place and you wouldn't even know why. All of Harrow's bullshit would start to make sense. You'd be happy. In essence, all the cultists here are addicted to the place, and it makes them a threat, yes, but it also makes them victims. Let's do this. Is there anything to examine? Nope, just the door. Well, that door's locked, so I guess gotta find a key. Oh! Just fight through it. This doorway shimmers with a faint hint of red light. As you approach the door, you can feel the squirming sensation at the back of your skull. Your limbs begin to tingle, then feel heavy. The closer you are to the doorway, the more of a struggle it is to continue moving forward. It feels as though the strength has been siphoned from your body. You grit your teeth and lean forward, forcing your heavy limbs to move through sheer force of will. As you near the doorknob, it begins to grow red.
And love discussing with fellow enthusiasts. Feel free to reach out to me on Discord at Sir Yuskid.
It's the first time I've ever played it. Kieran loves it though. My Discord link's at the top of my page. I've got my own Discord channel for this channel. Shoot us a message on there and I'll talk after we've played. I can't text and talk and game at the same time. As you near the doorknob, it begins to glow red. Crackling sparks leap from the glowing brass, and the crisp smell of ozone fills the air. You wrestle an arm up from where it hangs at your side and reach for the sparkling doorknob. A moment later, you feel a cold metal hand grasp your shoulder. It's Glory. She speaks a single word. Don't. Okay. Step away. Crawling sensation recedes. A moment later, the strength returns to your limbs. The shrine room is through there, but this barrier wasn't here before. Harlan must have warded the doorway before I ran. Ward is like a lock. There must be a key. Yeah, I thought it'd just be a locked door, basically. It's a bit more interesting. Back when I helped Harlow run this place, he and I were the only ones allowed in the shrine room. So we look for whoever has taken my place. That's where the key will be. It'll be a girl. Harrow would never take a male as his second. He wouldn't want the competition. And her hair will be fire red. It's sort of an insignia of the rank within the cult. We'll go down first. Oh, there's... Distant murmuring sound coming from inside the room. Voices, 3, maybe 4 people, all talking amongst themselves. You can't make out what they're saying, but one of the voices sounds desperate. You've heard the tone before. It's the sound of a man pleading for his life. Just keep moving. Whatever's going in there, we don't want to get involved. Someone's in trouble. I don't doubt it, but we're here to kill Harlow, not the people he's brainwashed. After we've taken down the shrine, the cultists will be hurt, disorientated. We can deal with them then. She's right. We don't want to startle him either, because he might defend himself more effectively that way. Voices speaking in low tones throughout the wood of the door. Can't make out the words, but choruses of rough laughter tell you the people on the other side are enjoying themselves. They'll be Harlow's acolytes. They'll have some magic training, and they'll like hurting people. You open that door, we're going to have a fight on our hands. Let's keep sneaking. Ah, is that where we came from? It's not our van. Glory pauses at the side of the van. She traces the side of it with a claw. I remember cruising the back alleys of Turbinen, looking for kids in need of help. The bait girls, Marta, and the others like her would offer them money, food, drugs, or sex. Whatever it took to get them into the van. Once they piled in, Harrow and I were waiting to greet them. I remember so many nights like that. I remember how much I used to enjoy it. Left to my own devices, I probably wouldn't have came back here. You pushed me to do this, to find some semblance of redemption. I owe you for that. You don't owe me anything. Tell yourself whatever you like. We both know the truth. Come on, let's keep moving. This is the Initiate's dormitory. New arrivals are brought here. Still hope for these kids, Dosina. Harrow hasn't had a chance to ruin them yet. We need to stop him before he can. Listen, movement in the other room. Soft voices from inside the room come drifting out of a nearby vent. You hear a woman's voice. The sound is crisp, and smooth and sweet, and instantly puts you at ease. Calm down now, dear. It's probably nothing. No need to worry yourself. We're so off the beaten track. We don't get a lot of visitors. Out the corner of your eye, you can see Glory's back stiffen. She flinches as though she's been stung. Another voice, high-pitched and pleading, an adolescent boy. What if it is someone? What if the bad people have found us? What if they've followed me here and they've come to... Well then, we'll send them away. You're perfectly safe here. You have to believe that. Don't worry, dear heart. Harrow won't let anyone hurt you. Not here, not in this place, not ever again. Are you certain, Marta? Be positive. Be calm, all of you. As long as you're here with us, nothing bad will ever happen to you. Not mine, Harrow's. But she's the martyr from my story, yes. What should we do? If she's still here, she'll be Harrow's number one, my old position. Had his way with all of us, but he was always sweet on Marta. That means she'll have the key to the shrine room door. Figure out how to get it away from her. Not here, not now. The kids are in there. They'll die for her. They already love her, that's what she does. Can't risk comforting her in that room. If the situation turns ugly, one of those kids will happily eat a bullet for her. That's not what I came here to do. Part of me wants to kill her. She's the reason why a lot of kids wound up here, including me. We'll deal with her later, though. I won't hurt any kids voluntarily. Not again. Hush now, boys. Get some rest. You've got a big day tomorrow. Biggest day of your lives. You get to meet Harrow. I promise you, after you speak with him, you'll see the world a whole different way. A better way. All right, Marta. Have a good night. You too, dear heart. All of you. The distant sound of a door sliding shut. The coast is clear. We can handle the initiates. They're just a bunch of scared kids. Without Marta there to egg them on, they won't try anything. Fuck it, we'll try. The initiate closest to the door whips his head up to look at you. He takes a step backward in alarm, and he opens his mouth to cry for help. You don't want to do that. We're not here to hurt you. Friends are Harrow's. Don't bother calling Marta. We're just going to have a word with her. Yeah, okay. You do that. Okay, so the kids weren't a problem. The initiate by the door is staring at Glory's limbs. Her eyes wide. She's a mousy little thing, probably somewhere in the vicinity of 17 years old. With purple contact lenses and a shock of blue hair, she glances at Glory, blinking. You used to live here, didn't you? I've seen your picture before. Really? I think so. I didn't look at it long. It's in a room I wasn't supposed to be in, but I'm pretty sure it was you. Probably was. You're right. I did live here a long time ago. I was like you back then, a scared kid, brought here by Marta for a chance at new life. I like Marta. She's so nice. I always feel safe when I'm with her. Most adults aren't like that. They either don't notice you, or they do for the wrong reasons. But Marta, she cares about us. Can I ask you a question? I overheard Marta talking with Mr. Harrow yesterday. I think they were talking about our meeting with him, the one Marta was just telling us about. We learned to see the world in a different way. Couldn't really hear the whole conversation, it was all muffled. What I could hear was kind of weird. Mr. Harrow said some stuff about a shrine, and it sounded like he changed the subject because he started talking about dinner, something about chopped up meat. Marta got real upset. She said they're too new, they're not ready, make the older ones do it, stuff like that. Oh, are they feeding people to the shrine or just animal offerings? But then Mr. Harrow said some other things. She calmed down again. When she left, she was smiling. So I just wondered, do you know what they're talking about? I want to make sure Marta's okay, but I can't ask her about it because I didn't want to know I was eavesdropping. Ask Glory. Could be anything. Don't worry about it, sweetie. We'll make sure Marta's okay. Alright, but don't tell her I told you, please? Don't worry, we won't. I don't know for certain what Harrow has planned for those kids, but I know one thing. Whatever it is, we ain't gonna let it happen. Marta's just at the other side of the door. However this goes, we're gonna have to move quickly forward. If she dies, Harrow will know about it. And I don't trust her to keep her mouth shut as if she lives. Take the key to the shrine room, break through the ward, and confront the spirit. Are we clear on that? Could have a sniff around first. Alright, we shouldn't take too much time. We need to get that key before Harrow returns. I don't know how many other rooms there is in this building. Found the person that's got the key, though. Okay, so we could have a look in all the rooms first, I think. Maybe. Fridge. As you open the fridge, a whiff of ammonia sticks in your nostrils. Watery light glints off the door's polished interior. The fridge is stacked full of large plastic bins, all tightly sealed and neatly labelled. It's hard to tell through the opaque plastic, but they appear to be full of meat. You take a closer look. The meat in here is beyond rancid. White mould frosts the sides of the bin, and all you can do is to keep from gagging. You rush to put the lid back on, but you recognise a familiar shape in the rotten meat, a mangled human hand. Well! They're feeding the shrine people. I thought that might be the case. Ritual supplies. The adversary prefers them aged. Harrow teaches all the initiates how to do it. How to harvest the meat, how to store it, how you label it. No one likes doing it at first, but you learn. In the end, it doesn't even bother you anymore. I think we just figured out what Harrow's going to make the initiates do tomorrow. I think you're right, and this means that things have changed around here in the past few years. The girl there said she'd only been here a week. Back when I lived here, Harrow would never have let such a fresh convert prepare a sacrifice. Wait until she was in so deep that she felt indebted to him, so she couldn't turn tail and run. It was a rule. You let newcomers get settled for a month, maybe two, before teaching them the more unsavoury aspects of the cult life. Even then, you'd start off slow. The first lessons would be use pork or chicken, never human meat. That didn't come until much later. Indoctrinating a new recruit after a week is risky as hell, and he would have never done it when I lived here. Yeah? Be using the shrine and he's less frightened of them running away. That's what I'm thinking. Harrow's getting lazy, letting his captive spirit do the heavy lifting for him. Still working on that, but I don't think the shrine's just a tool for Harrow anymore. I think he relies on it. He's using it as a crutch. I think he's let himself become dependent on the damn thing. That kid's not going to have to do it. Agreed. Let's go talk to Marta. I'm sure we both have a lot to say. There's one more room to check out, though. It's going good. I've had tasty mussels for breakfast, and I am going to play some of this, and then maybe watch some TV with my boys later. Kieran's at work. Standard terminal. I don't have decking. Can't do that. A bookie wookie. An ostentiously large tome sits cradled on the pedestal. Papers are robust and fibrous, and the binding has been expertly stitched. I knew there was something I was meant to do yesterday. No, I haven't got round to that yet, mate. Sorry. I just looked at the pictures. The pictures were really cool. Binding's been expertly stitched. A steel plate running along the book's spine anchors it to the pedestal. Glory stares down at it, frowning. Harrow's manifesto. The handcrafted line of bullshit he fed to his initiates.
Which design would you say besides the kids' ferrets?
Let me have a look at them again. Because I think there was more than one that had, like, really cool, like, metal mouth on their legs or something weird. Was it maybe the main guy? Let me see. Oh, that's the wrong Discord. That's not me.
That's Casey. Those are dog skulls.
Oh no, no hurt the doggo. The male lead? Agoraphobe? Yeah, Casey. They look demonic. They're really cool. And he's got a little picture of a doggo on his legs as well.
He didn't hurt dogs to get them. His knees utst into dog skulls that chew on the exposed muscle fibers.
Ooh. Metal.
Mutate into asterisk.
Knees mutate into dog skulls. Ooh, it's a bit brutal. But you said it was a horror, didn't you? So is there something
Those
similar with
patterns are basically marks
the
that
cop?
prove they are bound to a pact.
Oh, okay. Made a pact with a demon or something. Let me have a look at that picture again. It's so strange. Really cool, though. We all ate it up with a smile and came away
These
convinced
skulls
he was a
weren't really
genius.
meant to be a thing for Bruno, the cop. I did want the goat horns though.
Ah, so has the artist misinterpreted your design then? Still looks cool. I came away convinced he was a genius. Looks like he's expanded it over the last few years. It's at least twice as thick as when I lived here. Maybe there's something we can use in here. Wouldn't want to hang around long enough to find out. This is Harrow's personal library. Used to experiment in here. There were dangerous things in here, Darcina. Sick things. It's never allowed in this room without Harrow. Nobody was. He said it was for our safety. And I think he was telling the truth. I feel uneasy being in here. I don't want to stay any longer than we have to.
His mutation are heavily plated arms that are nigh indestructible. There are limits though, and can conduct short-range electricity.
Oh, cool.
Each party member has a full-on mutation that turns them into a monster, but that's when they lose their shit.
Ah, cool. Just have a look. Alright, I'll watch your back, but try to be quick. Flip through the pages of the manifesto. Looks like a good place to jump in and start to read. When I first set out on the path to free living, I realised I'd have to rethink all my earlier assumptions about life. I'd have to question my own values and beliefs. I'd need strength to trust in the answers that came to me. The prospect was daunting. It was necessary. The road to true freedom is paved with unanswered questions. After all, you can't learn to be free from a book. The answers won't come from a Bible, an instruction manual, or a code of conduct. If you don't learn that, you'll never break your chains. The path to true freedom is one that each of us walk on his or her own. What makes life worth living? What is life if truly valuable, and what is the dross that can be burned away? I spent weeks dissecting every aspect of my life to find the answers to these questions. Slowly, agonizingly, I pared down the list until only 4 items remained. 4 items became the cornerstones of my new philosophy, the basis of everything Fiostelli stands for. Love, the first cornerstone. Most important, without love, life is bland and meaningless. Without love, you might as well be machines. Love what you do, love the people around you, but above all else, love yourself. Self-determination, the second cornerstone. Each of us must be his or her own shepherd. No more gods and no more kings. Your life is your own. Lash out against anyone or anything that tries to treat you like property. The irony, he's a cult leader. An assault on your freedom is an assault on your whole being. Must be met with an equally ferocious response.
With certain beings taking over her mind, since she has to read cursed books in combat.
Her mutation would have her turn into something like a voluptuous wraith. Ah, interesting. An equally ferocious response. Charity, the third cornerstone. A miserly life is an empty life. To each of us is his or her own master, and nobody should live as a serf. By helping others along the path to enlightenment, we enrich our own lives. Passion, the final cornerstone. Complacency is poison, be wary of it. Ambition is the key to a fulfilling life.
Has him based more around designs from things like a series called Devilman.
Ah, is that Devilman Crybaby, or is that something else? Kieran recommended that a long time ago, and I never got round to watching it. Don't settle for what is. If you do, you could abandon what could be. Glory.
Devilman has existed long before Crybaby.
Okay, well, I haven't heard anything, I haven't researched anything to either of them. I just know there was an anime called Devilman Crybaby. There's a rustling sound behind you. Glory. Turning around, you can see a troubled look on her face. That ominous feeling's getting stronger, Dorsina. It feels like we're being watched. Let's fuck off.
That's mainly because of the fact it was fairly obscure before Crybaby.
Ah, so is Crybaby based on the lore of Devilman then? It's the same thing. Or close enough to the same thing.
Though I have veered away from the idea there and more with other sort of designs.
I might be brave and see if I can read more of this. Looking through the middle of the book, you find a section dedicated to Harrow's rules of living. Be free in all things, and experience the freedom of your whole being. Body, mind and spirit. Discard the oppressive traditions of modesty and shame you've been indoctrinated from birth. The free thinker has no use for them. Your body is a source of pride, of pleasure, of succour for yourself and for others. Enjoy it and share it freely with those who desire it. Be selfish. Don't enslave yourself to others at the expense of your own happiness. Take what you want and do so unashamedly. Our desires are an important part of what makes us human. Society has trained us to hide that part of ourselves from the world, but the free living person doesn't cower in the shadows. Own your desires and rejoice in them. Selflessness is ultimately dishonest, and dishonesty has no place in a free society. Show reverence. The free living person understands that only true governance is this world is the law of nature, and that in nature there is hierarchy. The rabbit doesn't question the wolf. The mouse does not wonder why it must run from the cat. They do because they must. Their survival depends on it. As it is in nature, so it is in Fusteli. Know your place in the food chain and understand the mechanisms in which you can better yourself.
The college girl is both the leader of the group and the love interest. She is the strongest member of the group, and also comforts KCWH.
Casey whenever he's scared. Bruno is Casey's foil, and frequently challenges him. That's why his mutations are in his arms.
A foil is like a contrasting character.
Ah, right, okay. An antagonist. Sort of, kind of. A lot of waffle in there. Final page of the manifesto devolve into a semi-cohesive rant about anarchy, social Darwinism, free love, and the horned god. You've seen this kind of thing before. Harrow's philosophy is collapsing under its own weight. Fortunately, none of his cultists seem to have caught on to that fact. Glory lets out a startled cry, cutting your sentence short. Out the corner of your eye, you see her wheel to face something behind you. All at once, the room fills with a slaughterhouse smell. A smell like blood and bile and feces, the stench of an abattoir. Like a second father. Huh. Ghosts. As you turn, you catch sight of something sliding into the world. Looks like a charred man, with a pair of tortured faces where its shoulders should be. Ooh. The thing burns like a Roman candle, spitting white-hot sparks in a fiery plume. An oily substance runs between its dangling legs and splatters on the floor. Where the drips land, they burn. Dulcina, look out! What is it? Fire astronaut. Oh, I missed. That was lucky. What are you? A seeker. What about look at him? Let's try and stun him. Oh, that's HP damage. I want to stun. That takes all my mana though. Let's have a go.
Casey is the type who would be so scared that he'd initially not help save someone because he was scared of death or was too scared to leave.
Too scared to leave his new apartment as he's in constant fear of mortality. Bruno's the type to call him out on it. Ah, right, okay. So it's helpful to have these characters. To make the main character a better person. Right, I want to try and do AP damage. How did that miss? That's bullshit! There's no right to fucking miss! How did that also miss? You fucker! Bullshit new jitsu. Can't actually see how much health that is. The turn was in the way.
Emily is the type to calm him down if he's having a mental breakdown and would calmly encourage him to things or appeal to his cowardices.
What? Calm him down if he's having a mental breakdown. Calmly encourage him for things, or appeal to his cowardice as ways for him to join. Like how the apartment complex was ransacked of food and supplies. Ah, so they all work quite well together then. I'll strip his armor off. Does good damage as well. How do you keep missing? Oh, we killed him. That's fine. The body of the thing that attacked you dissolves at the moment of death, as you watch its tissues break down in a growing slick of a bubbling pitch and rendered fat. What the hell was that? Something from another place. Like I said outside, boundaries between the physical and the astral world are weak here. Things can come through.
Also is crushing really hard on her, and part of his character development is wishing to be better for her.
Oh, that's cute. Not just a girlfriend character, but pushes him forward to be a better person. That's underselling it a bit. Semantics. Now please get out of here before it happens again.
Bruno's the pusher.
Okay. Makes sense. Well, I guess I could have done something if I was a Decker. But all that really did was essentially damage our characters.
Also, the only thing Bruno
Do we actually take any
and
damage
see
from
eye to eye
that?
on is older media. They like the old and hate the new.
Older media, I mean, that's just a fact. Old stuff was better. Right, let's see if we can have a civilized conversation with Marta. Highly doubt it. Just close the door behind us, the kids don't see. Woman in the room is lovely. Full lips contrast artfully with her fine elvish features, and a tumble of red fire hair spills down on her shoulders. Beyond her physical beauty, There's something inherently approachable about her. She exudes almost a palpable aura of kindness and warmth. Marta, Glory's old lover, the lure that Harrow used to draw her, and so many others to First Delhi. She looks up with a start at the sound of your approach. Her eyes go wide at the sight of Glory. As she takes in her cyberware, her mouth falls open in horror. Glory? Yes, Marta, it's me. It's been a long time. It has. Glory, what have you done to yourself? What I had to do. I got out, Marta. This is the only way. Oh, Glory. I'm so sorry. Oh, they hug. All at once, something in Glory's face changes. Her skin goes from pale to pallid. Her breath becomes ragged. She takes a step back and raises her claws in a defensive posture. Don't you touch me. You're one of Harrow's creatures. You always were. One of his creatures? Glory, what are you talking about? You tricked her into coming here. Yeah. I didn't trick anyone. Harrow and I rescued her from a life on the street. A beautiful girl, homeless, penniless, living in a gutter. I pulled her away from all that. I saved her. You saved me. Saved me. If you'd left me where you found me, I never would have hurt anyone. My mother would still be alive. I never would have sold my soul to that abomination that you all worship. I wouldn't have had to sacrifice my own body to escape from it. This place took everything from me, and it started with you. Please, Glory, calm down. We'll talk this through. I still love you. Another lie. The last one you'll ever tell. I think she believes it. That's because it's true. I'll prove it to you. Ask me anything you want. I'll show you. I'll tell you the truth. I've never wanted anything bad to happen to you, Glory. Not ever. Why are you listening to her? She's just telling you what you want to hear. That's her whole purpose of being here, remember? She's bait. Why would you listen to anything she has to say? Yeah, the shrine. You might be right. There's nothing wrong with my mind, Glory. I don't even understand what you two are talking about.
Shitty. Parents died, and he travels with them because he's 10. He's an outdoor.
Kid's the one who's there for his own reasons. It's a necessity. His shitty parents died, and he travels with them because he's 10. He's an outdoorsy type, willing to eat bugs and raw fish. Bless him. I need to read the things properly later. Sound quite interesting. Because did you say you've almost finished the story itself? Nothing wrong with my mind, Glory. I don't understand what you're talking about. Of course you don't. She fidgets in agitation. I understand you're interested in learning more about this Dulcina, but we're wasting time. We need that key.
His dad is a philanderer, and his mother is a booze hug.
I've heard the word philanderer, but I can't remember what it means. Pretty terrible parents, though. If Harrow gets back here before we dealt with the shrine, we're fucked.
Someone who cheats a lot.
Ah, right, okay. So, yeah. He's a piece of shit, cheater, and she's an alcoholic. Neither of which are good people. And definitely not good role models for a kid. We've got to ask. It's going to bother you forever if we don't further ask. No, I don't think so. Not me as knowing that this bitch is still alive, still hurting innocent kids, still too blind to see Harrow for what he really is.
They are passable when the dad is on his own and the mother is sober, but when they are together they are hyper-aggressive, vitriolic, and
when they're separate, they're not as bad. But together they're hyper-aggressive. Vitriolic? Being stupid again. I'm not quite sure what Viltrolic means. And emotionally manipulative. The other ones are bad though. It's full of vitriol, I mean like full of anger? Oh, I used to know my words, but if I change my page on my phone, my Twitch will spaz out. As you watch, the hope dies from Marta's eyes. All you can read is pain. She swallows hard and exhales, opens her mouth to speak. That strange whispering noise fills the back of your skull again, and the muscles on her face relax. Alright, Glory, I didn't want to, but you win. Let me show you what our husbands has taught me since you disappeared. Oh, we're fighting. Is there a way to not fight? I want to see if...
It's like being
I wouldn't normally reload, but I want to see if I can talk my way out of this. I'm not obviously going to reread the dialogue though. Being cruel a bit, yeah, I think that is what I thought that meant. I just can't pronounce it. Let's actually try that instead. You ruined her life. Her father ruined her life years before we even met. I didn't do anything. If you just left...
Emily's parents.
Yeah, that's the same dialogue, so that's the same question, really.
The golden child. She had
Parents hate her since she wasn't her older sister, the golden child. She had the Cinderella treatment without the glass slipper. That's unfortunate. That is... the same. Oh no, that's slightly different. I don't feel much anymore, Marta. Most of the time I'm completely numb, but for you I can make an exception. I hate you. Sorry you feel that way. For my part, I still love you. Something strange is happening here. That's the same.
She did love her sister though, since she was the only one in her family who treated her like a person. A lot of her career goals came from
Came from the positive times she had with her sister. Oh, well, that's nice that this spoilt sister wasn't nasty to her. It's unusual. Normally, if there's a golden child, the golden child revels in it and taunts the younger one. He did say they were not responsible. She was here long before I was. Before Harold started using the shrine, she made her own decisions just like I did. No excuses. She's here because she wants to be. She brought me here because she wanted to. Her choice. Might have been true then, but she's been living under the shrine's influence for a long time. She's not in control just like everyone else. Maybe she's been compelled to lie to us. I'll accept that. It doesn't mean we should trust her. Wasting time. We need that key. I'm gonna try that one. Please let us talk. Alright, Marta, start talking. What do you want me to say? Start by telling us how you sleep at night. You know what happens to the kids that you bring here. You know what happened to me, but you're still luring them here. To Harrow's clutches all these years later. So tell me, how do you live with yourself? Explain it to me. If cognitive dissonance had a face, it would be hers. Confused, frightened, angry. At war with herself. For a moment she struggles to speak. Oh, is that the same as it was before? Whispering sensation you felt outside comes back, and her face changes. The muscles of her brow relax, and she appears to be at peace. Why are you asking me this, Glory? You already know the answers. The kids here aren't being hurt. They're just walking their life free and pure, just like Harrow taught us.
She's treated as the golden child because she was a prodigy, ridiculously smart, charismatic, and successful, when they had their second Kai.
5 years younger. They were more or less disappointed she wasn't as gifted, so made her do things like cook and clean at a very young age. A lot of the maturity came from her sister's age. Yeah, that's bullshit. The shrine's whispering to us both. Harrow's a great man, a prophet. True, sacrifices have been made, but what he brings in return, it's so much love, Glory, you remember? You're right. After so many years of living here, I don't know if she even knows what normal feels like anymore. Marta, if what you're saying is true, if you ever really did care for me, then please, give me your key, it's important. Key? Whatever you use to get past the wards outside of Harrow's shrine. I need it, don't ask why, just do this for me. You owe me that much. Uh-huh. No, Harrow said I had to guard this. He told me I could never take it off. I can't question one of Harrow's orders, it could be wrong. I've got an academic. Yeah, it is pretty fucking stupid. It's like, oh, be freedom, and then the leader's the boss. She doesn't understand. Marta, if Harrow actually believed the rules he's taught you, he wouldn't have a problem with you questioning his orders. You just don't understand. You don't see the beauty in Harrow's vision. You don't see the love. Explain it. Yes, please go on and ask your questions. I'll explain everything and you'll see for yourself how perfect and right our way really is. How beautiful it can be. Talks about charity. Of course, charity. The kind I practice when I rescue young people from the streets. He says that all free thinkers are selfish. Well, yes. After that, he says only the strong deserve to... Which one is it?
Agoraphobia came from when he was 16 and him and his best friend were coming home from a movie and a truck going at him.
A truck going at him while he was walking down the street was close to hitting him. However, his best friend pushed him out of the way, killing him on impact. Oh, God. He shut himself out from the world for 10 years. His parents, for the most part, were lenient as long as he got his grade... I think that's just his education qualifications, GAD. I've heard of that before. I think it's an American term. Out of fear for his mortality and the guilt of his friend's death. Oh dear.
GED means graduating high school.
Okay, yeah, so it's just basic bitch education. Confusion washes over her face again. She begins blinking agitatedly and fidgeting. Unseen force clamps down again. She seems to calm. You don't understand the beauty of his message, the truth behind it. He's hurting the runaways, don't you see that? Hurting? How so? He's dicking down the teenagers, it's not good. A lesson in Puritan values from a Shadowrunner, how quaint. I don't care, it's not about you. I don't care what you do. I'm talking about child abuse. Harrow doesn't take the young ones for wives. Don't know what Glory's told you, but he isn't a monster. Even the youngest initiates here aren't children. Not really.
Even helping at least get him
Life on the street took that from them long ago. Kicked him out in fear of his mental health. Even helping at least to get him an apartment to live in and offer to pay for some expenses where he gets a job in a flat. At least for a little while. Oh well, they're not the worst. Facility lets them be themselves, but in a safe place. Certainly safer than the black alleys of some urban hellhole and one that you live in. I was young when he chose me, Marta. Maybe not innocent, but young. Somewhere deep down, you know this is wrong.
He is pale as a sheet. Bright lights hurt his eyes, and he has minimal social skills.
Bless him. He just needs loved. When you lived with us, you didn't think it was wrong. You loved it here. You can rewrite history and cast yourself as the victim if you want to. If demonizing me helps, you can do that too. But nobody ever forced you to do anything, Glory. This is clearly a difficult subject. I don't know what you were hoping to achieve by bringing it up, but I promise you, you aren't going to convince me to abandon my way of life. Our ways here are our own. You can't change that. All you can do is accept it and move on. You're brainwashed, dumbass. It's not okay. Just don't know what I give up to you. Our ways aren't yours. That doesn't give you the right to judge. Who are you to impose your ideology on his commune? I haven't been influenced by the shrine. Tell you what you are. You're the kind of person that Harrow's warned us about. Your sense of moral outrage doesn't trump our right to live the way we choose. If you have more accusations to hurl at my husband, go ahead and do it. I'll tell you how wrong you are. I prefer to keep this conversation civil, but it's up to you. It's going to make them do something horrible. That girl, such a sweet young thing. I rescued her from a bad place. Glory, her and the boys in that dorm as well. But they're all safe now, isn't that what's important? Are they? You know what we're talking about. The harvesting. The meat. She's confused. She's and can't. That's regrettable, but it happens for a good reason. Sacrifices keep us safe here. Safety is something a lot of these kids never known. The initiates have to learn how things are done. Harrow told us so. That's what it all boils down to, doesn't it? Has to be this way because he says it does. He's a great man. He would never hurt us, whatever you say. You've taken everything out of context. You don't understand. Is there anything else to talk about? Please give us the amulet. I don't know what to do. But what you say makes sense. It just feels wrong somehow. I just...
The show. I do like the actors for Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy in Spectacular Spider-Man and think they'd fit if I had the REM.
If I had... I think they'd fit. What? Joss Keaton, Peter Parker, also Electric.
I should be clearer for the voices for Casey and Emily.
Ah, right, okay. Got ya. You'd get them to be their voice actor peoples. If you had the money for it.
Electra in the Insomniac game asterisk.
Josh Keaton, Peter... Why would he be Peter Parker and Electro? That's so strange. I suppose voice actors have good range. Lindsay Shabbat. Ahmed Griffin's original voice. Gresham, Mean Girls. I haven't watched Mean Girls. Well, I watched Mean Girls whenever it came out when I was a child. Zatanna from Young Justice. I've not watched that. I know what Meg Griffin sounds like though. Ah. This isn't you. It's the place. It gets in your head. It took a lot more than this to wake me up to it. I don't know what to do. Take it and go. Do what you need to do. Thank you, Marta. Please, just go. Yes! I may have taken a reload, which isn't very honourable, but nobody had to die. I can free everyone. Can all live happily ever after. Oh, there was another person to talk to here. You just said you wanted to talk to her. She ran out of here in tears. Her mother died. We're going to go calm her down right now. Oh no, poor Marta. Take care of her, okay? I think she's just disappeared off the map. Yeah.
If you remember that brunette girl that was obsessed with the villain's rules in Mean Girls, that's Lacey Chabert.
No, I don't honestly remember anything about Mean Girls. I watched it in like middle or high school. I've never watched it since. As you step forward, was it Mean Girls that had the burn book where they just had insults about their friends? I think it was. But that's pretty much all I can remember, if that's even the right show. TV,
Yes.
movie even. Just a bunch of bullies. Step forward, Red light. Streams from the doorway, flickers and dies. There's a strange lurching sensation in your gut, but it clears almost instantly. The door swings open with a touch. That must have done it. A hand comes back out, clutching a small jar. I'm going to put a smear of this on your forehead. It's sort of like alchemical balm. Harrow taught me how to make it. She opens the jar, revealing a strange white ointment. It glitters in the dim light. If you're ever wondering where my share of the take from our jobs has gone, this is the answer. Powdered orichalcum isn't cheap. What's it do? Boundaries between the material and the astral plane are weak in this place. Things can bleed through. Balm is like a lens. It focuses your perceptions, makes the haze real. With this, we can deal with the spirit on its own level. Glad you came prepared. Dips a finger back into the balm and traces it on your forehead. The ointment feels cool and oily on your skin. Didn't have much of a choice. There's no way I could pull this off without alchemical assistance. I wouldn't even want to try. Fishes in a bag a second time, pulls out a pair of silver necklaces. A rune-inscripted pendant dangles from each. This will protect your astral self from spiritual possession. Do not take it off when we're dealing with the shrine, whatever you do. She puts on her own necklace. It glitters slightly against her pale skin. I don't know what's going to happen when we step in that room, Dulcina. We're playing with forces outside our control. You sure you're ready to do this? Ready as I'll ever be. There's a long pause before she speaks again. When she does, her voice sounds strained. At the beginning of this thing, we both agree that Harrow needs to die. I still want that. I want to bury my claws in his belly and pull his entrails out for what he did to me. And all the other kids here. But from what I've seen here tonight, I suspect Harrow isn't the real power here anymore. I think when he started using the shrine, he handed the spirit trapped inside of it the keys to his kingdom.
Bruno's last name means goat herd, though I think the goat theme is obvious.
Ah. I mean, he's got the goats on his arms, so yeah, it's quite clear. I can't remember what his surname is, but Bastard might think he's in charge here, but he isn't. Not anymore. He's a servant just like anyone else. The only difference is he doesn't know it.
Bruno Cabrera. His belt buckle is also
Cabrera.
head.
Alright. I think I was distracted by the other shiny bits. I didn't look at his belt. So he's also a victim, but he started this, so he still needs to die. What this means is that we shouldn't have to kill him to put an end to all this. I don't think he's much more of a threat on his own. Not anymore. If we can manage to purify the spirit rather than killing it, it'll withdraw from the cultist minds willingly. We can save him. Bullet you middle-aged Latina. I think if we purify the spirit, Fustelli will die. We'll save all the kids and the nightmare will end. He'll get away. Don't like it either. He deserves to face justice. But I don't think he poses the same threat he used to. Looks like he traded his old tricks for easy power. Take the power away from him, and what's he become? A pathetic little man who failed to satisfy a vindictive idol. It's a great theory, but that's all it is. We don't know for a fact what you said is true. We don't. I think it's likely, but we don't know for sure. He's still gotta die. I don't want to let him live either. What I want to do is watch the bastard bleed out.
On the conservative end than the rest of the party, being more in the sense of the strong protect the weak. Emin should rush.
Strong should protect the weak, yeah. Rush in and save lives, even if it costs him his own life. Varies. Depends. Needs the many versus the few. If he dies, he can't then be used to help save other people. Difficult one. I'll do this your way. If nothing else, I'll get the satisfaction of watching the monster squirm. Expression of doubt flickers across her face, and she quashes it down front with a frown that replaces it hard and angry. Let's put an end to all this. First the spirit, then
That's
Harrow. We'll
pretty
make them
much his
suffer
main
for what we've
flaw.
done.
He's the opposite of Casey in this
Fiostelli
regard.
dies tonight. Opposite of Casey in that regard.
One thing I will say about Casey is as it goes on, he does have instances of rage or protectiveness, especially when Emily is involved. But that's later on in the story.
Ah. I'm not sure if I've gone the right path, but it's fine. I have reloaded once, let's not reload again. And I feel he should fucking die for what he's done. Let's put an end to this. First the spirit, then Harrow. Let's make them suffer for what they've done. Fiostelli dies tonight. It's the plan. Let's do it. As you approach the shrine, a chorus of high, sibilant voices fills the air. Sound is light and airy, but something about it fills you with a bone-deep dread. Welcome home, Glory. Glory's eyes go wide. She opens her mouth to speak, but no sound escapes her. Glory, what? Something slams into you, a wave of intangible force that turns your consciousness inside out and sends shockwaves reverberating through your mind. The world lurches and everything goes black. Slowly, you begin to stir. Murky, flickering impressions invade the oily stiffness of your unconscious mind. Sensations come in waves, washing up over you and jerking you back towards consciousness. You smell acrid smoke and burning meat. The roar of distant flames whispers in your ears. When your eyes flutter open, a dull red glare fills your vision. As you attempt to struggle at your feet, you become dimly aware that gravity here feels wrong. Everything is heavier than it should be. Slowly the waves grow still and your senses calm. You find yourself staring in an infinite horizon. The blasted ruins of Fiostelli stretch out in all directions, as far as the eyes can see. There's probably astral space. No, we're someplace else. Where? Don't have the answers for you, but this one thing I'm sure of. Wherever this place is, the adversary holds sway here. I'm gonna find the spirit here. He'll be here, somewhere. Well, it is a linear area, so zoom out, get a better view. Oh, there's some glowy bullshit here. guys get their turn first. Rude. Put defense on myself. PS is up to 1 armor. Strips 2 armor from the target. Do that first. I don't know if I'll have enough points to do another thing. How did that miss? Bullshit! Ooh, crits. Rude. Absolute nonsense. That's what that is. Better chance of hitting him. Why is everything missing? This is nonsense. Well, that hit. Ugh, rude.
My only real logistical concern is my villain uses a gun that is ridiculously expensive in its own, and the bullets themselves aren't cheap either.
Only logistical concern is this gun's expensive and the bullets aren't cheap. Just make him a millionaire philanthropist or something stupid. Taking AP damage. One HP, it should just die with that. That was uncomfortable. Can you use any of these from here? Nope.
He's meant to be a low-functioning psychopath whose main talent was killing people. He has even worse social skills than Casey since everything.
Worse social skills than Casey since everything offends him and he was dishonorably discharged. He doesn't even understand why nobody likes him and thinks it's jealousy. What a dumbass. Well, that's a screen transition. What's that? That's the room I just came from, isn't it?
He basically shot up kids for fun while in Afghanistan.
A little bit of a meanie then, yeah, to say the least. Which character is this? Is this the cop? It lost one of your sentences when my phone went in power saving mode for a second. Oh, you're big and scary. The thing hovering before you is hideous.
No, this
I think
is
it looks
one
really
of my
cool.
villains.
Ah, one of the villains. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I hadn't seen any pictures of the villains. I'd only seen the goodies, I think. Broad chesters jacketed in scale-like patches of burning coal, and many sets of antlers shimmer with heat. It smells like a barn fire, wood smoke, burning fur, and blackening bodies. The spirit inclines its head towards glory and spreads its arms in welcome. Huh? Bruno's conservative, not a bigot. The sniper hasn't gotten his design yet. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. Glory, welcome, child. Speaks in a chorus of clear, lifting voices. You don't hear them so much as feel them. The sensation is strange, like hundreds of butterflies fluttering in your chest. What a pleasure it is to see you again. We're going to kill you, spirit. Once you're dead, Harrow will follow, burning this entire godforsaken place to the ground, and we're doing it tonight. The spirit chuckles, a strange warbling sound that sends a shiver down your spine. We knew why you had come, child, when you mutilated yourself, when you cut away your connection to him. It all became clear to us. We knew one day you'd be back, and that it would be a lash out against our great master. It was inevitable.
Everyone except himself. He even calls white pity.
I don't consider the sniper racist, just narcissistic and hateful towards everyone except himself. He even calls white people by slurs. See, that's equality. If you're shit to everyone, it's not a problem. Voices in your head soften, become sad. The fluttering in your chest turns ugly, and the buzzing of wings of a swarm of blowflies. You've mangled yourself beyond repair, and you did it to spite him. He who was your greatest benefactor. You betrayed him, child. He loves you, all the same. Cut the shit, spirit. We know your master's love does to people. Slowly, terribly, the spirit begins to turn. You can hear the crack and pop of splintering vertebrae as its enormous head shifts on its shoulders. Fixes its cavernous gaze on you. Your friend, the outsider, slanders our great master. We take no offence. Her words are like the babble of a newborn babe. She's ignorant of the truth. The spirit inclines its head towards you. The noise continues. We will teach her. The babble will cease. Glory shoots you a sidelong glance. She mouths out a word. Don't. What did she say? Also go into how expensive the bullets for this gun are. 10 pack is £40. It's stupid. Guns are stupid, but that's so expensive. £4 a shot. I have a message for you from our great master. He's a gift for you, a peace offering, one he offers freely, a sign of his continued affection for you. He knows you desire his servant's destruction. As a symbol of his love, he'll grant you the power to bring an end to Harrow. He knows that you wish to free the children of Fusteli. As a sign of his compassion, he will help you set them free. You can have everything you want, child, all of this and more. It's obviously a trick. The thing is, the bullets are about the same size as a human hand. Pretty large, then. Trick, 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 trick. Spirit keeps his attention fixed on Glory, clasps his hands and leans forward, bowing its head. All that he requires of you is a show of good faith. Remove the protective ward from your neck, and his gift is yours for the taking. Yours forevermore.
I'll send a link to it temporarily in the Discord. It's the .50 BNG.
I'll have a look. Big gun. Can't say I know anything about guns. I think, was this the one that you were saying is like an anti-tank gun? I don't think that picture's loaded unless you've sent it to me personally, maybe? Nope. Nothing in the Discord. Oh, there we go. Oh my god. That is a big bullet. Bloody hell. It makes regular bullets look teeny weeny. What was it? New deals, fuck boy. Ah, we want to purify it. She did suggest purify. I was wondering if that was just another word for kill. Purify it and make it atone. You know what you're saying, right? If we choose not to kill it, if we purify it instead, we won't have any hope of killing Haro. He'll feel its control slipping away, and he'll dart before we can catch him. She was also saying we should purify it to save the kids.
It's been tested on human-shaped ballistic gel. If it hits someone's head, it won't just kill them, it will remove their skull from their bow.
Move their skull from their body. Well, it'll be over quickly at least. We'll fuck them up, save the kids. But what does... Alright, we'll rescue the kids and worry about Haro later. And after we've purified you, you're going to help us do it. Very well, child. If pain is what you seek, we'll bring it to you. Beneath its leathery skin, the thing's bones begin to shift, straining against the ligaments and tendons that bind them. A hideous cracking sound fills the air as its skeleton splinters and pops. As you watch, the Great Spirit's body begins to rupture. Great lesions open up in the creature's chest and back, and its ribcage cracks from some horrible internal pressure. The spirit's chest heaves, its foul liquid pours from the rips in its flesh. A flash of light stabs your eyes, and when your vision clears, you find 3 identical spirits floating before you. Have a look at the gun. Oh, that looks like a sniper rifle, but I don't know anything about guns. Death comes in many forms, child. A fluttering sensation in your chest grows into a rasping pain that steals your breath from your lungs. It feels as if you're being eaten alive. Yours will be swift and brutal. Where's the stinky bad guys? Oh, he's over there. I said there was 3.
Rifles are basically sniper rifles on steroids.
Ah, okay. So where's the other one? I see 2. Oh no, the other one's over there. I think it would be smart to put my armor on. Ah, we fully healed, did we? Okay. My god, they've got so much health.
This is technically a military-grade guns, but it's
Oh, were they
legal to
just
own for
puppets?
civilians.
They were pretending they had full health, and only one of them's actually going to take damage. Technically military-grade guns. It's legal to own for civilians. Why is it legal to own, like, an anti-tank rifle? Is this just America being stupid again? However, due to the prices and how few ranges you're allowed to fire it, only soldiers or collectors really buy them. So basically, like everything else in the world, the rich people have no consequences. If you want to own an anti-tank gun, you just have to be rich enough to own it. How can you not reach any of these goons? I didn't miss! Rude! A figure materializes out the shadow. The form is wispy and insubstantial, a projection of a man, distorted by distance. His silhouette ripples like a flag in the wind. Through the haze you can see his face. He's more beautiful than handsome, with sculpted features and an unnaturally youthful complexion. His expression is sad. Haro. Glory. Voice is deep but faint, marred by echoes. It sounds as if he's shouting through the far end of a long tunnel. Shouldn't have come here. I was content to let you live out your life in peace. Come and put an end to this place, Haro. This place and your pathetic, sickening cult.
Most military-grade guns are banned for civilians.
I wouldn't call it America being stupid in this case. Most military-grade guns are banned for civilians. Reagan, Republican, sorted that, and a lot of guns people can legally get are usually weaker civilian models of these guns. See, I live in the lovely UK where guns are a rarity, and the little things I've seen about America, it's just, the general public having guns results in more people dying because of guns. Not that the police and the authorities having guns is a good thing either, but more weapons means more death. I've come to put an end to this place, Harrow. This place and your pathetic, sickening cult. I don't want to kill you, Glory, and I won't unless you force my hand. Ask me for my protection, I'll usher you out of this place. You can leave Fostelli in peace. If you ask me politely, I might even let your friend leave with you. I won't abandon your victims here, Harrow. Not again. I'm going to burn this place to the ground. My only regret is you aren't here in person to burn with it. Fight then. Very well. Air around him pulses in bursts of colour. His rippling, transparent form glows with a heat from within. You brought this upon yourself.
A lot of the time school shootings are exited. They include any time a gun was fired near or in school grounds. Instead of an
school shootings are excited? Any time a gun was fired near or in the school grounds instead of an actual mass shooting. Still, that shouldn't happen either. Like someone committing suicide in a school parking lot in the middle of the night was labelled as the same as a mass shooting in the records. I was thinking that seemed like some odd phrasing. Now that is a stupid technicality, but I still think guns bad. Guns bad, man. I've already increased her accuracy. I've only got one turn though. I'd rather hit him. How is your gunning? Probably rubbish, I expect. Yeah. We're going to try and slash instead. Or do we focus on taking him down? He's likely to bleed. Ooh, that was uncomfortable. Blocked. Didn't I give myself armor? Yes, I did. It just didn't do shit.
It shouldn't happen. But my point is a lot of the time, the numbers are blurred for the sake of fear-mongering. Plus outside of psychopaths
and rich idiots, most people who own guns don't do these sorts of things. I'm not saying everyone that owns a gun is a murderer, but the problem is because so many people own guns, the regular civilians feel the need to also own guns to protect themselves from other people with guns, and then there's more guns, and then there's all sorts of other situations where like the toddler plays with a gun and kills the family and themselves. From the like random articles I've seen, to be fair, I don't get out of my way to look into these kind of things, because funnily enough it's not very fun. Right, I am going to hit him and see if he's real. It fucking missed. Of course it fucking missed.
That's someone not securing their guns better.
No, that isn't the gun's fault. Guns themselves are tools which are used to murder things, but it's the person being a moron that's the problem. Right, so yes, there is a... Oh, he's done it again! That's cheating! So, should I have just kept attacking the main one instead of attacking... That's not fair, though. I didn't know it was going to do that. Stinky unfairness. Can I get both of them in the same circle? No. Aww. If I use glory first, we'll find out whether or not.
also add that banning guns won't change anything really. All it does is encourage them to go with something else. Knives, bats, hammer.
People can make their own bombs and poisons from household appliances. Yeah, I mean, we have knife crime in the UK, but I feel like maybe more people survive getting stabbed than they survive getting shot. I don't know. Ah, he is real. Right, so he needs to die. Not hit glory, please. Just hit the stinky bad man. Oh, I thought Harrow had died. Oh, if I'd clocked he was still there, I could have attacked him as well. Damage his armor. I don't think he's gonna bleed though. We just immune nonsense. Oh shit, that was... Oh no, I do have to. Might as well try and take him out then. Oh, he teleports around the place too, that's bullshit. Ooh, that's uncomfortable. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Adrenaline is that all depends on not just the location
Is it
of the
a bit of
injury, but the skill of the person using the weapon and the amp.
Don't trust when the government talks about these crimes and stuff. Gun stuff. They're fine with having guards who are armed to the teeth with the guns they're against. Yep, that sounds about right. The government and the celebrities don't have consequences. That's usually how it works, unfortunately.
It's about preventing the average citizen from being able to defend themselves.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. You feel like you have to have a gun, because if you don't have one, you've got less chance of fighting somebody else with a gun. But if nobody had a gun, then we'd all be on equal footing. Probably not the real one, is he? Oh, it missed. Why does it keep missing? Aim up. place, and the other ones, the real ones. It's very unfair. It's wasted not finding out which one's the right one, basically.
Plus in my country, when in more gun-friendly places, they will do things like background checks to make sure you don't have severe mental heat.
Yeah, I think only some... I don't know if that's a new thing, or if only certain countries actually bother with checking, and other places you can literally go into a Walmart and buy a gun. Just like you're buying a packet of bananas, just like, oh yeah, here's a gun. Can't reach any of these bastards. He keeps coming back. Real one, annoying. We'll try and hit you. You'll take one as well. Right, well, I guess Glory can get the real ones. We know he's the real one at least, so costs the same amount of mana to do that, might as well. How would you do that? Oh, he teleports regardless. That's not fair.
That depends heavily on where you live.
That still isn't a thing, and it depends where you live. Okay, fair enough. I'm just going from hearsay. Like someone tried doing what you mentioned in a heavily regulated place. Okay, guns like Illinois. They failed the most laughable way. Okay. It's good. That's how it should be. AP damage doesn't seem to do shit to these guys. Oh, I've got a lot of things in there. But they need to die. Don't hit yourself, Danny. And of course they weren't real. Armor already missing. You need to kill him in one go, is that the problem?
My favorite guns tend to be revolvers over machine guns and semi-automatics though, easier to use, they don't jam, easier to clean/maintain.
Favorite guns are revolvers instead of machine guns and semi-automatics. Easier to use, they don't jam up, easier to clean and maintain, less moving parts to worry about, the strongest pistols ever made, and they look cool, the epitome of form and function. Alright, they sound objectively good. She should probably heal, but I really want to hit both of those bastards and find out if they're real. He's the real one, okay. He's got no armor now. Finally killed the bastard. Weakened, the spirit's form flickers and sparks. The burning coals that cling to its body fall off in clumps, and searing antlers begin to cool. A chorus of lifting voices warbles and shrieks as the body transmogrifies into something else. Through the haze, you can see Harrow's eyes go wide. At once, his rippling silhouette begins to fade back into the shadows whence it came. His body becomes insubstantial. Go ahead and run, you fucking coward. Run back to the real world and whatever hell you crawled out of, we'll catch you. Shadows in the shape of a man smile back at you. The distance in his voice has increased. It sounds like he's shouting from miles away. I don't think so. You don't even know where the real me is, Glory. Oh, don't worry. We'll find you. We're not good at that sort of thing. projection flashes at you and correspond a condescending grin. Believe what you like, fool. It won't do you any good. Years from now, I'll still be doing what I do and you'll have accomplished nothing. Only real flaw revolvers have over semi-automatic is it takes less rounds than a semi-automatic pistol. As an only 6. Takes longer to reload. You know all those cowboy movies have them carry multiple pistols? That's why. Ah, I mean, pistols are relatively small, so I can understand why you'd carry a couple on your belt or whatever. So you go, oh shit, that's out of ammo, I'll shoot the other one. And then hopefully by the time you've run out of all your bullets, you get a chance to reload at least one of them. Go ahead, Harrow. Try to set up another cult. You won't get far before I hunt you down. You know better than that, but nothing makes me happier than the sound of you lying to yourself. Goodbye, Glory. Shadow slowly dissipates and Harrow's gone. Son of a bitch. Glory continues, staring for a long moment at the spot where a projection of Harrow vanished. Her expression is unreadable. Slowly she turns away. The spirit's writhing form continues its transformation. Twisted cores buckle, break and reform. Charred bone begins to heal. The barn fire stench of it slowly dies away, replaced by an array of more pleasant smells, oak and pine and mineral oil, rustic feasts and mulled wine. As it cools, the spirit raises its head, its body all shaky as a newborn falls. What's happened to us? What have we done? We did what the adversary wanted to do. But we couldn't have. Oh, was the spirit originally a good guy too? You don't get a run from this. You've committed unspeakable acts, Spirit, loathsome, unforgivable crimes. You've corrupted children, turned them into killers. You've been party to violence, torture, and desecration of corpses. You've created monsters. The spirit cringes, shaking its great head from side to side. It doesn't speak, but a low rumbling sound emanates from somewhere deep in its chest. I own some air pistols that are based on old revolvers. You can't even pop out the cylinder chamber with the revolver back then. You had to put in a bullet one at a time, while the latest revolvers let you pop it out and reload faster. They even have something that can hold extra bullets called a speed loader to push them in the chamber. That's quite clever. Unpleasant to think about, isn't it? You have to, Spirit. You can't run from what you've done. Your actions are not a part of you, whether you like it or not. The rumbling sound turns into a tormented howl. The noise conjures images of mourning mothers and caged animals, screeching orphans and dying men. Sound of pure, unmitigated despair. Glory takes a step towards the giant creature. Listen to me, Spirit. I need your help. We're here to secure the cultists of Festelli, the street kids whose minds you touched. We're getting them out of here, before the adversary can do to them what it did to you. Spirit stares at Glory for a long time. Finally it dips its head in a nod. Yes, we will help you. I'll be damned, something's gone right for a change. We've withdrawn ourselves from the minds of the people here. They are themselves again. Thank you. We'll take leave of you now. The heart of Festelli's head jerks up in alarm. Wait, we wish to do more. We have much to atone for, as you said. What will you do? Make amends. Heal the sick and wounded. Bring them succor of hearth and home. We can't do anything without your help. We're still bound to this shrine. Anchored here, we cannot leave without your assistance. Tell us what you need us to do. We'll need an appropriate vessel to carry us out of the rock. Something touched by magic but more dead than alive. Do you have anything that can help us? Yes, I think I do.
Also, to add to the thing with that gun I showed you, it's not a beginner-friendly guns to use, and sniping is the hardest form of gunplayers.
Sniping is the hardest sort of gunplay, as you don't just factor in aim and motion, but air pressure and weather. A gun that can do what an anti-tank rifle does has to recoil you, and you would need to actively train for it to not knock you back. I mean, that makes sense. Big boom, gonna shake you lots. I don't trust it, but... I do. I trust it implicitly. Ooh. After all, it and I are very much alike. The heart of Fusilier lowers its eyeless head and traces an elaborate gesture in the air. A warm glow envelops it, and a similar glow spills from Glory. There's a bright flash and the spirit is gone. Glory, are you alright? She looks you in the eye, a quizzical expression on her face. I can feel it. The spirit, it's bound to me now. Can it help us? See for yourself. It wants to help people, to heal them. It wants redemption, just like I do. Together, maybe we'll find it. Behind your eyes, your vision starts to twist. It feels as though you're being turned inside out. Time to go. With the spirit's link to the adversary severed, this entire reality is falling apart. See you in the real world, Glory. Yeah, see you there. I think that was the good outcome, but the bad guy got away. A little bit morally grey. Slowly, you swim back to consciousness. Struggling to your feet, you find Glory already standing and alert. I can feel them. The spirits set them free, but they're trapped somewhere here in the complex. The initiates. Yeah, and others. We need to find them and get them out of here. The connection between the compound and wherever we were is breaking down. If this place disintegrates, more and more things will spill through. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before Fusilier is concerned too. Look in the corner there, you can already see it happening. Let's go. Open the damn door! Well, can't go that way. You hear the rubble?
Guns regularly know they aren't toys. There are even rules about guns. Like always check if it's loaded, even if...
Okay. Always check if it's loaded, even if you brought the gun. Never point it unless you plan to kill someone. Yeah. Don't shoot at something unless you're trying to kill it, that makes sense. Warning shots aren't a thing. Keep your finger off the trigger unless you're ready to shoot. Keep it unloaded unless you're ready to shoot. Don't be drunk or high. Yeah, they just sound like common sense. It's a killing machine. As you kick the door open and stumble forward into the room, you find yourself surrounded by a sea of teenage faces.
Take guns from people you don't know.
I suppose in case they're like booby-trapped or something? I don't know. Or they're just faulty, I guess. So you kick the door open and stumble forward into the room. You find yourself surrounded by a bunch of teenagers' faces. Initiates and acolytes, huddled together and trembling. The spirit's influence cleared from their minds, their swagger is gone. They look frightened and lost, like kids who've had their security blankets torn away. Glory? Is that you?
Not booby-trapped. It's more that you don't know if it's loaded or not.
Oh, right, okay, but I suppose you just open it and find out? Question mark? Acolyte is in his early 20s, close to Glory's age. His eyes are wide with astonishment. You don't know me, but I was a new initiate back when you lived here, when you were... Yeah, it's me. Come on. I'm taking you to safety, someplace far away from here. Scrawny teenager.
Classes about how to use guns safely and shooting ranges offer lessons.
That's good that exists, but it's still on the people to actually train themselves. I don't know if it's mandatory to go through gun training before you buy a gun or what, but I still think guns are mean and evil. Scrawny teenager in a ratty coat stares at Glory's clone. His mouth hangs slack, his voice cracks when he speaks. What happened to you? Your arms? Something you'll never need to worry about. Come on, let's get the hell out of here. What the hell reaction's that? That's a smiley face. Couldn't put it better myself. Come on, people. Take you someplace safe. Oh, we've done it. Right, okay. So you thread your way through the trees of Sconbuch Forest, tracing your way back to the thicket of where you and Glory hid the van. The inferno that consumed Fusilier is spreading, and conflagration casts and the conflagration casts a forest around you. A sinister orange light. I can't speak. The heat at your back is intense, unbearable. Far ahead, glory blazes a trail for you to follow, shedding the foliage in a path. The liberated initiates teeter on the edge of panic as they struggle to keep pace behind you. The fire's moving fast, but you're faster. As Glory helps to last the kids in the van, you pull the vehicle in gear and punch the accelerator. The burning ruin of Fustelli recedes in the distance, a glowing speck in the rearview mirror. Peace and safety of the cruise bow lie ahead.
I wouldn't say it's evil. No weapon or fighting style is inherently evil. There are some shitty looking weapons and styles though. It's empty. Go to the asterisk.
Entirely on the desires of the people who use them. Yeah. Also, it's on the people who learn how to do these things. That's why the classes exist. You have to pay or go to them. I mean, yeah, a gun at the end of the day is just a tool, but the tool's design is for murder. There's no other real reason to carry a gun. Well, self-defense, but self-defense by way of murder. So, it's a bit... Not great, no matter how you spin it, really. I suspect Glory might have some new information for me. Nobody else knows we went on that quest, I don't think. Glory stands. An introspective look on her face. The sound of your approach, she turns to face you.
Like outside of display, there is no reason to own a halberd
No.
or a sword.
Yeah. No, I agree. Weapons are stinking evil, but guns can do so much more damage so much more quickly. It's like, for example, I own knives, but their purpose is to chop food. You could still kill someone with them, but I wouldn't personally own a sword. I mean, they look swish, but got no point for them. Sound your approach, he turns to face you. Thank you for your help at Fustelli. I couldn't have done it without you. What's done is done. In that case, I thank you again and let you be on your way. Be well, Dorsina. That wasn't the plan. Didn't mean to not talk to her. Ah, okay. That's fine. That didn't fuck it up. I thought that was being like, you owe me, bitch. After the things we saw in there, I'm not surprised. Go ahead, Dorsina, I'm listening. Yeah, what did we do with the cultists? He's got enough to worry about keeping the people of Cruisebow safe. Those kids we rescued, they've been damaged by Harlow's philosophies. They can get better. It's going to take time. Trying to integrate them into society would be too dangerous if we did too fast. Took them to a talismonger, Ajamon. He said he knew a place that could get help. Won't be easy or quick, but they'll get better in time.
Especially in places like Alaska or Florida where you have elk.
Is available. Counts as killing, there's also hunting. Yeah, food. I'm not a vegetarian or vegan, don't get me wrong. Animals are bloody delicious. But you're killing them for a purpose, whereas humans just kill each other for shits and giggles. Person in China who killed 15 people with a pair of knives while getting shot at. If people wanted to hurt people, their adrenaline will let them. Oh yeah. I mean, he must have been quite skilled to have dodged all the bullets and still murdered 15 people. Not that that makes it a good thing, but yeah, the person behind the handle's the problem. But I just think guns make it too easy. I don't know. I try and avoid using guns in games just because I don't like them. But I use them out of necessity in this game because it's very much woven into the story. Where'd Marta go? I don't know. Don't even know if I want her to be okay. She was the first person I ever really loved, but that doesn't make up for all the pain that she's caused. Harlow did a hell of a job on her. If she's alive, she probably still thinks she was saving the kids she lured there. I feel sick just thinking about it. Let's talk about something else. I'd rather not dwell on this if I don't have to. He got away. Yep, and he's already putting distance between himself and the forest. Should we track him? Finding Harrow is going to be a full-time job. I can't track him down while we've still got the dragon hanging over our heads. After we've dealt with Vauclair and the Firewing, I'll devote myself wholeheartedly to finding the bastard and finishing this. But for now, we need to keep our eyes on the road ahead. Anytime, Dulcina, and thanks again. I mean that. Oh. Ah, I got to complete a storyline. That makes sense.
Themselves from people like that. Gun control on its own only really works in places like Japan where it info.
Places like Japan where it enforces its laws to an authoritarian degree, as every law they had exists to scare people out of committing crime. Ah, if you commit suicide by jumping in front of a train, police will fine your family since you halted the day of a bunch of people. Honestly, kind of agree with that. If you're going to kill yourself, do so in a way which doesn't traumatize and interrupt the lives of others. Seek help, obviously. I'd prefer people not to kill themselves, just be happy in that. But there's a lot of ways to kill yourself that don't possibly hurt others in the process. How's it going, Simon? I've just finished the mission I was doing. Are the quests long or short? Okie dokie. That's probably a good point to stop for today then.
They will also charge the family of a perp who was resisting arrest and got shot at. The family will need to pay for the bullet.
That one I'm not so sure about. Because, like, it's not necessarily the family's fault that they're related to a criminal idiot, but I don't know. There's definitely nothing's ever truly perfect these days. Right. Sevaqua, and I will read your bio synopsis-y thingies and comment on them in the Discord. I'll do that now while Simon's finishing his game.